Okay, this is part 12, and you guys have picked up enough information now where we can start looking at stuff that is a little more conclusive than just these ridiculous things I'm showing you. So let's begin at the beginning here. This is we take a look at the Apollo 13 mission itself. Okay, this is the only mission that fails. So it's 6 out of 7 missions succeed. This is the one that fails. So let's take a look at the one that failed. And we know Kubrick is playing little number games. You know, we have the 237, 2 teams, primary, secondary, 3 men per team, 7 missions. 21 times 2 is 42. Let's take a look at Apollo 13. So Apollo 13 launches at 1300 UTC on April 11th. Apollo 13, oh, did I spell that wrong? Experiences an explosion at 1300 hours on April 13th. So we got Apollo 13, 1300 UTC, April 13th, and the explosion at 1300 hours. That's 4 13s in one mission. That's really, I mean, the odds of this happening are bizarre. So 13, 13, 13, 13. What does this mean? So we got Apollo 13 launches at 1300 UTC. On April 13th, they have a problem at 1300 hours. So we got 13, 13, 13, 13. Well, what does this mean? So what are you talking about, Rich? Well, there's 13 cards in a suit, and there's 4 suits. If you take 13 times 4, that's 52 cards in a deck. You've got the hearts, diamonds, bone, clubs, and spades. These are all the clues that he's been giving you with the diamonds and the bone club so then you have on Apollo 13. Apollo 13 gets saved by 3M duct tape. And of course, we have the 3M Scotchlite screen. We have the 3M one-way mirror film. We have the front screen projection was essentially enabled by 3M, the company. Well, M is the 13th letter, so it's 13, 13, 13. So we got a lot of 13s here on Apollo 13. So let's do this. Let's go to the Apollo 15 mission, and I'll show you pictures of this in a minute. There's a crater called 54 crater, which is a full deck. You got 52 cards and 2 jokers. Who are the 2 jokers? Well, we got Matthew Modine as a joker and Jack Nicholson as a joker. So there's your 2 jokers. We also have 51 crater on Apollo 15. 51 is, a few cards short of a full deck. He wasn't playing with a full deck. You're a few cards short. And we had the B-52. First flight is April 15th. So, we've got a lot of card clues here. This 13, 13, 13, 13 is huge. The fact that it adds to 52. We got the B-52 plane, okay? So we also have the Kitty Hawk Apollo CSM name. Kitty Hawk was the Wright brothers, and they were first in flight. Remember, as I always said, you're always looking for the first. So the first flight of the B-52 was April 15th. April 15th is Jackie Robinson Day. April 15th is the day Lincoln dies. The Lincoln and Kennedy assassination are palindromes. We're always looking for palindromes. The Titanic sinks, the Titanic disaster, and the Apollo 13 disaster are palindromes. The Titanic disaster and 9/11 are palindromes. Isn't that weird? Captain Smith drowns on April 15. The Donner Party leaves Lincoln on April 15th. And of course, it's IRS tax day. I just want to mention too there's some little syncs here. Hermione's birthday is April 15th, and Mad Dog Tannen from Back to the Future, his birthday is April 15th as well. Not that that's related to what we're going through right now, but I just wanted to mention that. April 15th, Apollo 13 rounded the dark side of the moon. During the Apollo 13, they refer to the Aquarius as their lifeboat, just like the Titanic, which sank on April 15th, the same day. So they're on the dark side of the moon on April 15th. The Titanic is sinking on April 15th, and they're referring to their Aquarius LEM as the lifeboat. We got the LEM and the CSM. We have 2 different ships. They're sister ships. Wendy says, like a ghost ship. Barry Nelson says, by 5 o'clock, everyone will be gone. You'll be like, no one was here. And Wendy goes, like a ghost ship. Then you have I forgot to add this, the Molly Brown capsule, which is Gus Grissom's capsule. which is Molly Brown from the Titanic disaster, the unsinkable Molly Brown. We've also noticed we're always looking for palindromes and mirroring. So if you have watched The Shining numerous times, you will notice that there are numbers that are always repeating. And they're 12, 21, 24, and 42. So why is this happening? Well, 12 and 24, that's a doubling. 21 and 42, that's a doubling. 12 and 21 are mirrors, and 24 and 42 are mirrors. This is Lewis Carroll number games here. We're doing, we're mirroring it, we're doubling it, and so it's interesting. So then we have Apollo 13, okay? So if you apply the same logic here, we get 1331. Well, 31 is the day, October 31 is the day Michael Collins' birthday, and it's also his daughter's birthday. It's the first day at the Overlook. It's Halloween Day, Jamie Lee's first movie. She's Queen of Screams. She plays Laurie Strode in Halloween, which is a connection to Woody Strode. So we have Moonwalker, Blade Runner. We have Michael Jackson, the Moonwalker. We have Neil Armstrong, the Moonwalker. We have Johnny Walker. So if you look at the little puzzles that I include at the end of these videos, you'll see a lot of these little allegorical Walker, Strode. Strode is stride, Strode, walk, easy rider. There's a lot of clues to this. So let me go into another area I have not mentioned yet. In Eyes Wide Shut, we hear one of the characters talking to Nicole Kidman, and he says, "I am Hungarian." Well, this is a little clue that we're looking for people from different countries. Jamie Lee Curtis happens to be Hungarian, as well as her father, Tony Curtis, who's in Spartacus. And so this guy mentions he's Hungarian. So I said, "Oh my God!" One day I saw she's a Hungarian. I was like, "No way!" Well, no way. So anyway, there's different nationalities here. We have Scotsmen. We have the Scotch and the Scotch tape and the 3M Scotch tape and the 3M duct tape. We have Hungarians. We have Tony Curtis and Jamie Lee Curtis. We have Italians. We've got Rocky Marciano, Rocky the movie, Sylvester Stallone, the Looney Tunes. We've got the Greeks. We got Homer's Odyssey. We've got Hawaiians. Woody Strode ended up marrying the Queen of Hawaii before that was abolished anyway. Another thing I forgot to mention earlier, which is kind of really related to all this, is on Animal Mother's helmet, we see, "I am become death." This quote, "I am become death," is from Robert Oppenheimer, and it's very famous. He's quoting, I think it's called the Bhagavad Gita, and in the text, they talk about the Brahma weapon, which lays waste and burns everything. So he also said, after he said, "I am become death," he said, "We have done this before." So think about that. I'm not going to explain it to you, but think about that may have done this before. The Trinity explosion was on July 16th, 1945. This is the date of the Apollo 11 launch. This is the day Catcher in Rye is published. This is the day JFK Jr. dies in 1999. This is the same day, date, and year that Eyes Wide Shut is released, the same day JFK dies, just like his dad died on November 22nd, 1963, and Doctor Strangelove was released the same exact day. This is the whole Vegas-Dallas thing. This is also Raoul Amundsen's birthday, the first man to the South Pole. So we got a lot of July 16th birthdays here. So I looked at Oppenheimer, and of course he's going to connect Oppenheimer to the puzzle because he's so quintessential. So it turns out Jack Nicholson is born the same day Oppenheimer is, and Arliss Howard's born. Actually, no, I'm wrong here. Arliss Howard is not. Oppenheimer and Nicholson are born the same day. George C. Scott is born the same day. So they're all born on April 22nd. Vladimir this is the guy that I can't. If you can pronounce that name, I'll call him Nabokov. Vladimir Nabokov. He's the author of Lolita. He dies the same day. The book is released April 22nd. Robert Oppenheimer's birthday, Mr. Trinity, July 16th. You already know this. I Am Become Death, Full Metal Jacket. Richard Nixon dies April 22nd. It's Tricky Dick. So we got Nicholson. We got the author of Lolita. We've got Oppenheimer. We've got Richard Nixon. And turns out April 22nd is the first day of the 1964 World's Fair Corona Flush in New York. Opens April 22nd. It closes October 18th. October 18th is Arliss Howard's birthday and Red Room's birthday and Lee Harvey Oswald's birthday. So you got a big date puzzle going on here. I wanted to show you that in text because it's easier to understand this in text. All right, let's go back to some pictures here. I'm going to hammer home the 13 again. Here we have The Shining movie, and we see a box here. I'm going to zoom in on it. And it's a box, and it's got 3 lines of tape and 1. 13. This is black duct tape that's on this box, okay? Remember that. And, I don't know if you can see it in this one. Hang on before I go. This woman here is walking up here. She has a 13 jersey on. So you've got the box with the duct tape on it that's wrapped similarly to the air filter in Apollo 13. You've got a woman with a 31 or 13 jersey on. But the weird thing about her jersey is it says 32 on the side of her arm here, but it says 13 on the front of her jersey. So remember that. Here she is again. You can see the 3. You can see the 32. The 32 you guys probably can't see. I'll zoom in on it at the end of this. We have a poster on the wall. Danny's playing darts. It says 13 on it. We can see the 13 on her jersey now. Back here, let me zoom in. Granted, you can only see a part of the 1, but you know it's a 13. Here it is again, 13. All right, now where's the, okay. Here we go, 54 crater. This is the Apollo 15 landing map. 54 crater. 54 is a full deck. There's 52 cards in a deck plus the 2 jokers. So 52 is a full deck. 51, you're a few cards short of a full deck. Here's the Apollo, let's go back to this one now. Here's the Apollo 13 box that the 3M duct tape says I'm 13, 13, 13. So you see how it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, you know, it's 2, 4. And here he can't do the same. I mean, he can't do the same pattern. He can't. He even makes up a better pattern. He does 1 and then 3, 13. We're looking for Apollo 13. This is the Apollo 13 air filter. This is the square peg in a round hole joke. Okay, so you know, 4 13s on Apollo 13. There's 13 cards in a suit. There's 4 suits in a deck. So that's where I'm going to end this video. But this is I'm not going to talk about card game allegories after this. I'm going to assume you guys understand them. And this was just kind of hammer home one. This was kind of done to just hammer home one. Thank you.